It was a rainy Sunday morning. The sound of rain tapping on the window filled the small apartment. Emma sat on her couch, wrapped in a blanket, reading her favorite mystery novel. She loved quiet mornings like this, warm tea, soft music, and the peace of being alone. But then she heard something strange, a small clink, like metal hitting the floor. She looked up. Something had just fallen through the narrow gap under her front door. Curious, she walked over and saw a small silver key lying on the floor. It looks old, the kind of key that belonged to an old door, maybe even a box. She picked it up and turned it in her hand. There were scratches on it, and one number engraved on the side, 304. Emma frowned. There was no apartment 304 in her building. Her building only had two floors. The top apartment was 204. Maybe it's a mistake, she thought. She put the key on her table and went back to reading. But she couldn't focus. Every few minutes, her eyes went back to that small silver key. That night, she placed the key next to her bed and tried to sleep. But around midnight, she heard something again. A soft sound, footsteps, just outside her door. She held her breath. Maybe it's a neighbor, she whispered. But then she remembered. She lived alone on this floor. Slowly, she got out of bed and walked to the door. When she opened it, no one was there, just the quiet sound of rain. The next morning, the key was gone. Emma searched everywhere, under the bed, behind the table, in the kitchen. It had completely disappeared. She felt a strange mix of fear and curiosity. Later that day, she went downstairs to check with the building manager. "Excuse me," she said, "does anyone here live in room 304?" The man looked confused. "No, miss. We don't have a room 304. Are you sure?" She nodded slowly. "Yes, I found a key with that number on it." The manager looked serious. He said, "This building is old, but long ago, before it was rebuilt, there was a room 304. Emma's eyes widened. "Really?" "Yes," he continued. "It was on the third floor, but that part of the building burned down many years ago. They never rebuilt it." Emma left his office feeling cold. That night she couldn't sleep. She kept thinking about the number on the key. Why her? Why now? At midnight she heard something again. The same soft footsteps. This time she decided to follow them. She grabbed her flashlight and stepped into the dark hallway. The light flickered slightly as she walked. The footsteps led her downstairs to the basement. It was cold and smelled like dust and old paint. She could hear water dripping from a pipe somewhere in the corner. Then her light caught something, a small metal box sitting behind an old shelf. She brushed off the dust and gasped. On the lid, scratched into the metal, was the same number, 304. Her hands shook as she took the key from her pocket. Yes, she had found it again that morning, lying on her table. She turned the key slowly, and the box clicked open. Inside, there was a small photograph. It showed a little girl standing in front of the same building. Her smile was bright, but the photo looked very old, maybe from 30 or 40 years ago. On the back of the photo, there was a short message written in fading ink. Thank you for keeping me safe. Emma's heart raced. She didn't understand. Who was this girl, and why was she thanking her? A cold wind blew through the basement, making the lights flicker. Emma looked around quickly, but no one was there. Still, she felt a presence, gentle, calm, not scary. She whispered, "Are you here?" No answer, but she felt warmth, like someone was smiling near her. She took the photo, closed the box, and went back upstairs. That night, she placed the photo on her bedside table. When she woke up in the morning, the photo was still there, but the silver key was gone again. From that day, strange things stopped happening. No more footsteps, no more sounds at night. But sometimes, on rainy days, Emma could still hear soft footsteps outside her door, and she always smiled and whispered, "You're welcome," because deep in her heart she knew she had helped a small spirit finally find peace.